Hey guys, it's Tim, and I'm here with my beautiful wife, Audrey.
Hello.
There she is.
Here I am.
Sitting over there,
Looking
dancing
at
to
pictures.
songs, looking at pictures.
Like, I always
So, we are deep in the bowels of our Disney World recap.
Yes.
And we are currently, we've talked Magic Kingdom, we've talked Animal Kingdom,
Hollywood.
and then we talked Hollywood Studios. Actually,
Reverse
it's
that,
flipped it
yes.
around.
Hollywood.
It's Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom.
Yes.
And we
Rest
were thinking,
day.
yeah, and then the rest day. And now we're on to our EPCOT day. So this is day 5?
Yes.
Day
Day 5.
five.
So, oh, wait, no. Yes. And really, I want to test us because I really feel like we can make this one shorter than the others because Epcot, we actually didn't get much done. So let's see. Let's see how this goes. So starting out, Epcot opened later. It opened at 10.
Opened
which
at 10,
was
that's right. That was
great.
amazing. After
I'm
Animal
so
Kingdom, which
tired.
opened at 8,
Yeah.
we were...
Which I think they sometimes open at 7. I saw someone getting like a magic hour, like getting there at 7. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I think in the summer they opened earlier, yeah.
So Epcot was at 10, which was nice because it gave us, more time in the morning. We touched on it last time that you had hurt your foot. The back of your foot going up your calf was really hurting.
Oh man, it hurt so bad.
At Animal Kingdom, and then on our rest day, it started hurting really bad. You iced it, hoping it would feel better, but then that morning it was like you were limping pretty bad, and it hurt. So we'll get into that. But so because the park opened at 10, we did pretty good. Like we got there. I have a picture of us getting off the bus. It was like 8:54. So we were like, even early for Magic Hour, which would have been at 9:30. It was raining, so that stunk.
That's right.
It was raining this day, so we had our ponchos. But still, even when you have ponchos, it's still just kind of ponchos are super annoying to wear, and especially when you have like a baby and you're trying to deal with a baby. And times in Disneyland when we've gone in the winter and it's rained, like because we drive, we live in California and can just pack more. Like, and we know if it's raining, like I always pack like rain boots and stuff. So it's just like easier to get around, like you can just walk through the rain more easily. And obviously we didn't have that. I brought the ponchos and an umbrella, but it wasn't like, ideal. As far as Genie Plus goes, so there's 2 rides in Epcot that are individual Lightning Lane. Remy's, what is it? Remy's what's the actual name of the ride? Ratatouille.
I don't even know. Just call it Remy's.
We called it Remy's. Remy's. And then the Frozen Ever After. Remy's is in France. Frozen Ever After is in Norway in the World Showcase, on opposite ends of the World Showcase.
Remy's Ratatouille Adventure.
Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. So those were priority, both of those. Remy's is actually in Disneyland Paris first, and when we went 4 years ago, it was new, and
it kept breaking. Yeah, it was
so
brand new.
We walk up and it's broken down.
Yeah.
And then we go do something else. We see that it's back up, or we didn't have an app or anything, did we? Did you have an app?
They didn't have an app back then.
Somehow we knew it was back up.
Because I think we saw people lining up again.
But then we were doing something, and then when we went back to do it, it broke down again. So we didn't get to do it. So I was like, okay, I want to purchase that, and I love Frozen, so I want to do Frozen Ever After. And we were like at first we were thinking we will just buy the individual Lightning Lanes, but we ended up getting Genie Plus again because there's Test Track. And
or as we
Soarin',
like to call it, a poor man's Radiator Springs Racers.
It's not even that. It's oh my gosh, you guys. And I guess they've changed it. I saw something recently that was like, it was like on a history of Epcot, and it was like when it first opened, Test Track, and they were showing like this interview, and I can't remember that guy's name. It was so 90s. He was on like Disney Channel.
Where are you showing that to me?
He had such a 90s haircut. I'm like, oh my gosh, what was his name? I just remember him all over, like, and I can't think of who it was. But anyways, I think the Instagram account is Days Gone Disney. Is that the one that shows like old,
you shared something today,
like footage of the Disney parks. Anyways, so I think they changed it, and from comments I read on that, it was like they've taken things away from it, and people are like, "Oh, I miss when it used to do this." But anyways, so we purchase. What did we do? I think we got Genie Plus for. What did I just call it? Test Track first, and it was around like 10:30 or something like that, or 10. And then we purchased the individual for Frozen and Remy's, which were later. Remy's was at like 11 or something like that, and Frozen was at like 1. So we get an early magic hour. You, at that point, when we're walking in the rain and you are limping, decide that you need a scooter.
I was like, I'm not going to get one. I don't need it. I do not need it. I'm not going to be one of those people. Not saying that the people that need it. I just didn't want to look like somebody who was taking advantage of the scooters.
Right. Well, and here's a lesson, is you never know.
You never know.
Because you know there are people that do, but you never know. Because I remember when I was pregnant with Boston and we went, I did get a wheelchair because I have bad back and hip pain when I'm pregnant, and I was like, I can't walk across the whole park. I can walk in lands, but I can't walk across the whole park.
Yeah.
And I remember like people giving me bad looks. I'm like, hey, you don't know what's going on in my pregnancy. Like, and same thing with you. It's like, okay, yeah, you would hurt your foot during our trip. So you didn't have a cast or a boot or anything like that yet. But it's like, you know, so it kind of looked like you weren't injured, but like you were. So it's just be kind, because you never know. Someone can be injured and not look like it. They could look like they don't need that scooter or that wheelchair, but they do.
Yeah.
So benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. So you guys like ran up ahead, and like I couldn't keep up anymore.
We thought the scooter would be faster than it was.
Well, yeah, I thought it'd be like, I'm going to be zipping around. I was like, I'm going to be a new man. No, I was much slower. Yes. And only slowed you guys down more.
Yeah, it definitely slowed us down.
Here I come rolling up in my jazzy.
Your jazzy with your poncho.
With my poncho.
I have a good video of that. Yeah, so then he gets that. We line up for Magic Hour. We have no idea where to go. Like,
well, they're also doing construction.
They're doing construction, so they have the what are those called? The walls.
Yeah.
Like the barrier walls all over the place. So it was very disorienting when you're going into Epcot, never having been, never even really looking at video or, you know, images, because I wanted to be surprised. Like, and then having everything blocked off so you can't see your way. Like, I was already a little frustrated.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I don't know where to go. Where is the World Showcase?
Apparently,
what's going on here?
That middle part used to be all open. And so you could cut across.
Assume.
It was, I forget what they call it. Like the world of tomorrow or whatever. I forget what they call it. But you could cut across to the other lands within Epcot.
Makes sense.
But it was all cut off because of...
I'm looking at the map.
Construction. They're redoing it all.
Yeah. Which, and going in, I was really, like... I didn't know much about Epcot except for like the different countries. I didn't even know what that was called.
The World's Showcase.
Now I know, but like I didn't at the time. I remember my sister went years ago and told me that was really cool and that, like, you know, she could have spent a lot of time there. But like really didn't know much. But leading up to it, you know, our trip, looking, you know, listening to more podcasts and everything, I was getting really excited about it. I just wanted to eat my way through France pretty much. I wanted to eat a lot of places, but mainly France. And I was getting more excited about it. So walking in just with the rain, you and your scooter, it was just a little like, ugh, okay, like, yeah. And then walking through that World Celebration, that's what that area is called.
Okay.
It was just really disorienting because of all the construction and the barriers, the walls up. Like I couldn't see. It was just a little disorienting. So we headed over to try to do Soarin'. We all love Soarin'. We had time before our test track, Genie Plus. And so we did that. It was a short wait. So you took...
I took Boston. Me and
Boston.
Noah.
You took Boston and Noah. I just took Jack.
Oh, okay.
Jack and I went and got Starbucks and breakfast. Because again, our grocery was a debacle. So I ended up not having breakfast for them. And so that was another bad start. That's right. And this all is just so unlike. I'm usually very prepared. So things going wrong and being out of my control, and like we were across the country, so we had to fly. So when we go to Disneyland, we're able to drive. I'm able to pack more and be a little more prepared. And so like I'm just usually more prepared in the day. So that already just sets me off to be a little more flustered when I'm like, oh, I need to get breakfast. And then, okay, where are we going to go? I don't even know where anything is. And so anyways, Jack and I went, we got coffee and some breakfast, met you guys back at Soarin', which you guys didn't even wait.
No, it was a 5-minute wait. We pretty much walked on.
Yeah. And then Jack and I went, and we pretty much walked on. It was cool when in the line they were playing music from The Rocketeer, which is different than Disneyland. I liked that because I love The Rocketeer. So then after that, I think Georgia fell asleep. And we walked over, you rode over. We made our way over to Test Track. We were early, and our Test Track return time overlapped with our Remy's.
That's right.
And I was stressed. I was stressed about that because Remy's was like, I want to do Remy's.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so we get there a little early. They won't let you in more than 5 minutes before your return time. So we wait. We get in. I take Jack and Noah. I'm pretty excited. I heard cool things about Test Track. You go fast. I'm like, okay, cool. Like this should be fun. We get in. You design your race car, and that part was cool. You get to pick like the different shape of it for like aerodynamics, and it takes you through just different like how it will handle like handling, power, speed, and all that. Mm-hmm. So you get to design it on a screen. You scan your Magic Band. So we did that. That didn't take that long. But then after that part, you wait in line again. That line was longer and moving slow. So I'm getting stressed out because I'm like, this is taking longer. And I really don't want to. We paid for Remy's, and we didn't know how they would honor it or what they would do. So you get up to the end of the line where you're going to get in your car, and you scan your Magic Band again, and it shows you the car you designed. Mm-hmm. But I was already confused because Noah scanned it, and it showed it for Noah, but it didn't show it for me or Jack. So I was like, wait, do we have it? Like, it was just kind of like...
I think it's one car per party. So it's not...
Okay, so well, that's what I figured. I was like, I think it is okay. Like, I think it'll, and really, it didn't matter. We're just gonna ride the ride. Well, and I didn't know. Like, does your car come out the color that you designed? Like, what? But really, it's just at the end. It shows you like a screen of your car and your stats. So we get in, and at first, I'm like, oh, this is cool. It takes you through a test track, like they're testing your car, seeing how it handles in like on a windy road through weather. So you like go through a little storm, and you zigzag, and then you like they put on the brakes, and they're testing your car for all of these things. And so I'm like waiting for the fast part, and I'm like getting excited because I'm like, oh, they're going to test us for speed next. And the whole time, the row behind you, if they're a different party, they're saying whose car is getting the best scores. Ours got the best a couple of times, and then like another time it didn't, but overall ours was getting good. So then it comes to the part where it tests for speed. You go fast for about
30 seconds.
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it was
You
that
do
long.
go faster than the racers.
It did not feel faster than racers to me.
Racers, I think you top out like around 40 something. And test track, you top out around 65.
But you go fast. You go at
go
a faster
longer.
speed for longer, and you have the up and down of racers,
Yeah.
and you have the curves. You go it's flat, and then it curves a little bit. Like you go around like an oval, like half an oval, for about what felt like 15 seconds,
Yeah.
and then that's the end.
40 miles per hour is the top speed on Radiator.
See,
Spring
I could have
racers.
sworn just because of the way the track goes that racers is faster.
Yeah, it's the going around the curves and the ups and downs makes it feel faster
Yeah.
than the actual speed.
So for me, it was just a huge disappointment. Like it really was. Like I was just like, "Are you kidding me?" I was also stressed about Remy's, but the boys were the same. Like they were like, "That was it." Like I was like, "Yeah." Afterwards, it's like there were some neat little activities you could do, like test. They had, little games with like steering wheels where you could like your car would show up on a screen and you could steer it. But at this point I was like, guys, we got to go. Like Dad and Boston need to get on this because we got to get to Remy's. And we had waited, I think 30 minutes before we got on the ride. Mm-hmm. And when we checked in, we only had like an hour until our Remy's return. So we had taken up half that time.
Yeah.
So we run out. It had started raining again, so they were saying that they might not be able, they might shut down because the speed part is outdoors, so they can't do that if it's raining. You and Boston go. It started raining pretty good when you guys were in there, and Georgia had woken up and I was feeding her. It's like it wasn't like pouring, but it was a pretty good rain while I'm feeding her, and there was like nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
I had Jack hold an umbrella over us while I fed her. But then it had stopped by the time you guys got on.
Yeah, we were in line for a while
Yeah.
before we got into the part where you design your car, and I assume it was probably because of the rain. It was slowing down the line. But I just thought it was funny because the ride is sponsored by Chevy.
Yeah.
And the right, you get out the line. Most of these rides, you get out and you walk into a gift shop.
Yeah.
Some of the bigger rides. This, you get out of the ride and you walk into a dealership.
Yeah.
So they have like Chevy has their new cars. And like, am I gonna buy a brand new car at Disney World? But I thought that was funny.
Yeah. So then when you guys got back, it was our return time for Remy's. So I was like, we need to go. So we tried to book it down to the World Showcase.
You guys booked it. Me and Boston stayed behind.
Boston, has short legs, and
He still had a hard time keeping up with me.
with your jazzy.
Yeah. So it's like, just even though when you rent these things, you sign a waiver saying no, children will ride on this with you. I'm like, I was like, Boston, we need to catch up, so just get on. And I literally go for like 2 minutes, and the cast member's like, "Excuse me, sir, your son cannot ride that with you." I'm like, fine. But yeah, we eventually caught up.
Yeah, and it was busy. It was the Festival of Arts while we were there, and I really wanted to look at more of the booths and stuff. To get to France, you have to walk through Canada, United Kingdom, and I wanted to look around, but I just really wanted to get to Remy's. So we get down there. I'm looking for you, find you. We get to Remy's. We were probably 20 minutes late.
Yeah.
But they
honored it.
They honor it.
Yeah.
So Remy's, when you're in the queue, it smells like bread. It was great. I really enjoy. No.
Switch to laundry.
I loved that. I loved the smell of bread. And yes, I need a reminder to switch my laundry. Otherwise, I will go to bed and leave it in the dryer. Washer. But anyways, I loved Remy's. You're on a track like Rise of the Resistance. So it's a, what are they called?
Trackless.
Trackless, so it's on a track. And, it's like I heard some people say like, oh, it was too much screen. I didn't feel like that. It didn't bother me. But you wear 3D glasses, so there's some 3D aspects of it. I so wanted to ride it again, but it's really popular. So if you don't get an individual lightning lane for it, you're going to wait, well, most likely over an hour. And we just didn't have that time, because I feel like, because I was holding Georgia, and so you're always just kind of like preoccupied with the baby. Like I feel like I missed things. But I really liked it.
Yeah, it was really fun.
I heard you laughing a lot and scream a couple times.
Oh yeah, because you get like splashed with water and yeah, it was.
Which is all fun when it's the first time because you aren't expecting it. You have no idea what's happening. What's coming up. We are not ones to like watch it on YouTube or anything because
no spoilers here.
We don't like spoilers.
Except I just spoiled it for people who haven't.
Yeah, you did.
Right? Sorry,
but you don't know when.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't know when it's happening. So we did that. So after that, it was time to eat. And I definitely wanted to eat in France. Like, I was like, I want to eat in France. I know they have, like, this activity for kids that you can get where they have to get, like, passport stamps through all the countries. We didn't do that. I don't know where it is. I didn't look into it too much. So the World Showcase just doesn't seem like it'd be that interesting for kids. There's
really.
not that many rides. There's only the two. There's three. There's the 3 Caballeros, which we didn't do, in Mexico. But like, other than that, like not a whole lot that our boys would be interested in. If we were by ourselves, I think we'd enjoy it a lot more. We didn't really get to go back into any of the countries and like take our time. We were trying to find food and everything we were looking at, we're like, oh my gosh, the kids aren't going to like, oh, what do we do? Like, so we just got something in France. You found something at that point. I didn't even like really care. Like,
it was a French bakery.
Right. And they had like sandwiches and stuff. And we were just like, okay, we'll just share. Like, because the wait time was long. The lines were long. We did a mobile order. The pickup return or whatever was long. So I took the boys in Georgia to try to find a place to sit, and there was just like nowhere. It was super
jam-packed.
busy. There weren't tables anywhere. And so we just ended up sitting like by this fountain waiting for you for a while.
Yeah, the line was super long for food.
And Boston was grumpy about something. He needed to eat. Yeah, that's right. Oh my God.
Everybody was hangry.
Everyone was hangry. So we eat. It's starting to rain again. And it's just like, I didn't even look. Like there was, I don't know if it was because of COVID and shipment issues. I was so excited about merchandise in France.
Yeah.
I saw some Remy stuff that was cute. I was also hangry and dealing with 4 kids, but like, I wanted to get something for Georgia's room because her room is decorated in Disney. Shocker. Disneyland stuff, like vintage Disney stuff. But I love France. If that isn't also obvious. And so I really wanted to get something. Like I wanted to get like, in my mind I envisioned, which is always a bad idea if you don't know it exists, a Minnie Mouse plush somehow dressed in like French garb, like wearing a beret or something. Like I feel like that just would be like in each country you think you'd find some plush of characters dressed in like looking like they're from that country. Nothing. I didn't buy a single item from France in Disney World.
I know.
Now I probably most likely will if we go back. But that's just how the day was going. So we eat Didn't go great. Boys weren't crazy about whatever we got. I don't even remember.
It was some
Was it the croque monsieur?
yeah, it was
Which is
like
good.
grilled cheese ham sandwich, pretty much.
But it was starting to rain. Our return time for Frozen was pretty much ready. So we were like, all right, let's make our way because it's on the other side of the World Showcase. As we're walking, it starts to pour. And you could tell that people are like used to this that go to Disney World because everyone
It's a Florida
just
thing.
like
Disperses
and
like ants.
Yes, and like they all group together under any kind of overhang. Where in California, if it rains in Disneyland, you just continue. Like because if it's gonna rain, you don't get like downpours for a few minutes and then it clears up. And then downpours for a few minutes and then it clears up. It's probably gonna be like
A few hours.
yeah, like it's gonna
Yeah,
rain
or-
for a while.
Yeah.
Hopefully clear up and then rain. So you just kinda have to like keep going. It's also not like downpours. We've been there, although we have been there in downpours.
That's true.
But it's just different climate, you know? So everyone just like disperses. We're still going and everyone is like gone all of a sudden. And then we realize, yeah, we can't keep walking in this. So we try to find.
You guys were walking. I was riding.
Oh, that's right. You were riding.
I was scooting along in my jazz.
Yeah. So
And
we ended up going into somewhere in
think it was Germany.
So, okay, so here's the order. So it goes Canada, United Kingdom, France. We went through Canada and United Kingdom pretty quickly to get to Remy's. Then it goes, after France, Morocco, Japan, the American Adventure, Italy, Germany. So we just booked it through 4 countries. Like we totally didn't see anything really in Morocco, Japan, America, Italy. Because it was raining and we were just trying to like find a place to go. Duck into Germany a bit. By the time we do, it lightens up. So we get out, we walk through China. I don't even remember because then it started to rain again. Then it's Norway, which it started to rain again. But Norway is where Frozen Ever After is. So we go on that. Loved it.
that was really fun. It's everything a Navi River journey should have been.
It was great. I loved it. Like it, and it was a little different than just like I thought it was just going to be like
It's like
Small World.
Yeah, like a boat ride that you just kind of ride through.
But I'm not going to spoil it. But it has a few little differences that make it like a little just like extra fun.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I've heard that that's a good one to do either rope drop because everyone's trying to go to Remy's or at the end of the day. Like when right before park is closing. So yeah. So after that, we get out of there. Jack had been really wanting a Mickey pretzel.
That's right.
And I wanted a treat. Like I wanted to go back to France to get. I wanted all the pastries. I wanted the ice cream. I wanted everything. So we're like, all right, let's go get a treat, and then we might just need to call it. Like we were just done with the rain, with your foot, with the eating late, and it was super busy. We were just kind of done, and I was bummed about that because I really wanted to like enjoy Epcot. We had already decided not to do the show. They have a show for the 50th, Harmonious, and I had heard really cool things about it, but the World Showcase is at the back of the park, and we were like, okay, think about how busy it is here today. 4 little kids, you're on a scooter, trying to get out of this park at the end of the night.
Oh, it would have been a nightmare.
And it was just stressing me out. I was like, I don't even care. It's not worth it. We'll watch it on YouTube. Like, it just, all of the things that we had stacked against us that day, it was just like, I just can't. Like, you just have to weigh it. Like, can we push and it'll be great? Or will we push and it'll be bad? And it was just like, we're going to push and it'll be bad.
Yeah.
So we went and got ice cream in France, which was really good.
Oh, the ice cream was so good.
I got some coconut something. It was so good. Jack didn't want ice cream. He wanted a Mickey pretzel. And he was asking me like every 2 seconds. So I had seen one over, I don't even know what this is called over here. It was over by Figment, which we didn't do, which I hear so many things about.
Yeah,
I don't even really know what it is, but like you just see the Figment dragon guy and it's like famous for Disney World, and we didn't grow up going to Disney World, so we have no sentimental feelings about it, but
it's like the ride that everybody goes on, but they all make fun of it too.
Yeah. That's what it seems like. So there was Mickey pretzels over there. So while you guys finished up the ice cream, I took Jack back. I was super frustrated. So I had this Mary Poppins skirt that I love, and I got on at Loungefly. I had seen someone wearing it last summer at Disneyland, and I was like, where did you get that? So I got it, wore it this day because I saw that Mary Poppins is in the United Kingdom. Didn't see her the first time we walked through. When we're in a hurry, it's been raining all day, so my hair is crazy and frizzy. I just ate ice cream, and it's dripping down my hand because I'm trying to walk, push a stroller, have Jack. That's when I see Mary Poppins. So, did not get a picture with Mary Poppins and my pretty Mary Poppins skirt. Anyway, so we get Mickey Pretzel. We meet you guys back, and I needed to feed Georgia. And so I stopped. There was nothing for you guys to do. Like, it was just, it felt like we had just been walking all day and like not
doing anything.
Not doing anything. Just it was similar to our first day in Magic Kingdom, where it was just like, I don't know. It's like we're rushing to get to places and things are hectic and it's busy and we're trying to get food and there's nowhere to sit, because that was how lunch was first day in Magic Kingdom. We haven't really even done anything. It was a similar day, and that's when I kind of broke down and I was just done. I was stressed out, feeling like no one was having a good time. We didn't get, like, why did we even buy Genie Plus this day? It felt like a total waste of money. And just kind of done. And so we decided to do the Nemo ride and then call it a day. Like, I don't even have that many pictures. Like,
yeah, neither do I. It's
because it was just raining. It was raining, so we were like everywhere we were going. So by this point, after we got our ice cream and our snack, the rain was pretty much done. I have a picture of Jack with his Mickey pretzel. Jack and I had to go a back way in United Kingdom, and there was some cool like paintings on the buildings. Like one you showed me actually, where like it looks like Peter Pan's shadow on a building. In a little back alley, there's like Robin Hood and Little John painted on a wall. And so I'm like, oh, there's like, it looks so cool back in these countries that I really wish we could have spent more time and had the energy and the right weather for it. So then, yeah, after that, we like went into a gift shop. I was trying to find something. I really wanted to get something for Georgia at EPCOT. I wanted to get her something like Parisian. Did Nemo. I wasn't impressed with Nemo. It felt like we were in like I said this about Toy Story Mania, how it felt like the line we went in was like a secondary line that they use if the main line isn't working or something. That's kind of what the whole ride felt like for me. Like, I was like, is this the main track? It feels like we're like in this back, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It didn't feel like the main ride to me. Like, I was like, this can't be it. It kind of feels like kind of cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could you could turn from side to side and see the walls.
Yeah.
Just the blank walls, which is not something really you see in Disneyland. And maybe just not something I ever noticed in Disneyland. But it seems like they tried to make everything thematic and like covered up. They don't want you to see just like the exit door. Where it felt like, especially in Nemo, like right in front of you was the screen and the story of the ride. But if I looked a little over to the side, I saw like ladders and like, it just, I don't know.
It could have been just because, they're in the middle of construction and renovating all of EPCOT, that, maybe they're a little bit messier this time. And
yeah, I don't know. It just felt like I honestly don't know how to describe it. Like the secondary line. I don't know. But when you get out of there, there's like an aquarium, which was cool.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
No, I didn't know about that. But it has like real, sea life. So we walked through there for a little bit. But again, we were all pretty done and tired. And after that, we left.
Yeah.
It was like
Took
6
some
o'clock.
pictures in front of Spaceship
Took some
Earth.
pictures in front of, yeah.
And yeah, we left by like around 6:30.
Yeah. And got dinner at the hotel again, just in the restaurant downstairs. We went back. You got, I don't even remember.
Yeah, we got
This is the most boring episode ever.
yeah, Epcot. That was a day.
But I don't feel like we can. I don't want to skip through it because we're doing this recap of our trip. So this will just be a shorter episode because, I mean, but like, if we are able to go back for our 15th anniversary next year, just you and I, like, I'm excited about Epcot. It didn't ruin it for me, like, for the future. That day was tough and I was bummed, but then we had so much that had nothing to do with Disney World, your foot, the rain, our food getting messed up. So I didn't have the right breakfast and the right snacks for the boys. So we were just hungry. Like, things just stacked up against us again. So the day didn't go well, but I wasn't like, Epcot's lame. I was just like, okay, this would be really cool if it was just me and you and we could spend time in all the countries and like take our time. But with 4 kids, like, it just...
Epcot is definitely geared more towards adults.
Yeah.
And all the countries and the food and the drinks and
they
have
have a lot of festivals, you know, like the food and wine, the art, like the art there. When we were walking through, I saw so many booths with art that I was like, oh, I want to go in there. I want to look at that. Probably a good thing I didn't, because I probably would have bought a bunch, which would have been hard to fly home with. But yeah, so I wasn't like, oh, I don't like Epcot. It was just like, oh, this day just isn't going great.
Yeah. Well, we did end up, we'll talk about this other next episode, but we did end up going another day. We did a park hop day between Hollywood Studios and Epcot, and that day went much better, and we got to experience stuff and experience Epcot at night, which was really cool.
Yeah, Spaceship Earth at night. Again, everything at night. Disneyland at night is just Disneyland, Disney World, Magic Kingdom, all of the above. It's just great at night. It's just the lights. They know what they're doing. And so that was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do really look forward to going just you and I, if that works out. If we stay at a resort that has the Skyliner, you can take the Skyliner and it drops you off right outside of France. So we can like skip that first part and just go right to the World Showcase and just like spend time there. So I'm excited about that for the future. But day 4 park, day 5 of the trip was another rough one. Well, you know, ups and downs of a family vacation.
Yeah, some days are good, some days are bad. Well, we got about 12 more months until we get a redo of Epcot.
Yeah,
so
we need to start planning.
I know. So
hopefully it works out.
Yeah, so that was our Epcot day.
Sorry, this was
a little bit of a downer episode,
but it wasn't like it. We didn't get that much done. Mm-hmm. Like I wasn't like. But I will say, the 2 rides. Well, we did more than 2 rides because we did Nemo and Soarin'. But the 2 individual Lightning Lane rides, Remy's and Frozen.
Did we only do 4 rides the entire day?
Okay, we did Soarin'.
Yeah.
Test Track.
5 rides.
Yeah.
Wow.
The lunch took forever.
It did take a long time. That line was just like slow moving.
Yeah. And then even though we booked it through the World Showcase to get to Norway, and with the rain, that still was a long walk. Mm-hmm. It was packed. We had to stop because of the rain. You were slower, so that took some time. Frozen wasn't a long wait, but that we had to go to the bathroom after, take all the kit. Like, it was, things just took time. But yeah, we didn't really do that much. We didn't want to do the Mission Space. Is that what it's called? Spaceship Earth. No, Spaceship Earth is the ball.
It's Mission Space.
Mission Space. Because I was so glad. Again, thank you for the Disney World is Awesome podcast. Because I was listening to an episode and they were talking to someone who just came back. And they were talking about that ride. And there's 2 different
experiences.
Yes, I don't even know exactly how the ride works, so forgive me. But there's like the green and the orange or something like that. One where you go to Earth, and one where you like orbit. One where you orbit Earth, one where you orbit Mars or something like that. The Earth one is supposed to be less intense. So the first one I heard like is super like you spin. Loved that when I was a kid. Can't handle it now as an adult. So I was like, okay, well, we'll just do the Earth one because our oldest can't handle spinning either. You and I can't handle it. So I was like, well, whatever. They'll like. I was a little bummed because I was like, oh, I bet they'd like that, but let's just do the Earth. Then right before our trip, I heard them talk about that, and they talked about how they were super claustrophobic and how it was like the window is like right in your face. I get claustrophobic. I cannot handle the Nemo submarine ride, which is that gone? Something?
No, it's just being refurbished. I think it's
okay.
just taking forever to
Like
refurbish it.
When I was little and it was just the submarine ride, my dad made me go on it, and I was terrified. Like I remember, and I was pretty little, like just not being able, feeling like I couldn't breathe and just panicking, like we were going to be trapped in here and being so scared the whole time. Never went on it again. Then our kids, we love Nemo. It's Nemo. I'm like, okay, I can handle it now. I'm an adult. Like I was probably just scared. Get in it. But the first couple of years Nemo was open, I still didn't ride it. But at one point I was like, our boys wanted to ride it, and I was like, okay, I'm sure I'll be fine. Nope.
And as someone who doesn't get claustrophobic,
Oh my gosh.
it made me feel uncomfortable.
I just had to close my eyes because if I looked around and I thought of the fact that what if this ride breaks down and we're stuck in here, like we can't breathe. Oh, no. So I'll never Nemo again. Never. So when they talked about what it was like and how it was like small and it felt like you were like right in front of the window, your face, like I was like, nope. So we weren't even going to attempt that one. I was like, I don't even want to because I don't even want to see how it would be for myself. So we didn't do that. When we go though, because next month in May, the new Guardians of the Galaxy ride opens. It is not like Guardians of the Galaxy at a California Adventure.
No, this is a roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster, and it opens next month. So if we get to go next year, it will be open. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah,
it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks really awesome.
I think I shared a story
a
while back about it.
One of my coworkers, she's a DVC member, and she got invited to the special preview for DVC members. It was sometime, early May, but obviously we were here in California.
She just went,
and she went the exact same time we were there.
Right, so she probably can't go.
And so she has no plans of going again. So
you get invited to stuff like that when you're DVC?
Yeah. So
just
not only
DVC, we need to get it.
It's like your annual pass holder. It's like you get perks, so you get discounts on food and merchandise, and you also get invited to these events.
Okay, so, well, just one more check in the box of why we need to get it someday.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
Just gotta get that money.
Get that money. But yeah, so we didn't, that's closed. But yeah, so that was that day. Next day was better again.
It was better.
Last day was better. So first day Magic Kingdom, EPCOT day, not great days. Yeah. But
yeah.
That's going to happen.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. We have bad days at Disneyland, too. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
All right. Well, we will end it there. And, of course, you can follow us on Instagram, dreaming.of.disney.podcast. Send us, you got questions about Disneyland. We'll get back to Disneyland. Don't worry.
Oh, yes.
This is what,
Well, and also, honestly, I want to do this for us, too. I want to record this for just our memories as well. Yeah. So sorry if you're not interested in this selfishly. I want it. But yeah, I also want to we have a lot of friends who are Disneyland lovers that go all the time. Mm-hmm. I want to have some guests on. You know who you are if you're listening.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. So, yeah. We'll we have our trip coming up. I'm super excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, going to Disneyland in a few weeks here. So
excited.
we'll have a review of that trip. That's the first time last time we went was back in August.
We went
last
in
August. After they had opened up earlier that year.
'Cause they opened in April. They opened the week Georgia was born.
I think so. Sometime around there.
Yeah. It was the week. It was the week Georgia was born, and I was like, "Man, we can't go." So yeah, we didn't get to go till August, but
yeah.
But
all right. So yeah, follow us on Instagram. Leave us a review wherever you listen to us: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Stitcher.
What is that?
These are all the different
I don't
apps for
know.
podcasts. If you know, you know.
You've already said that.
Yeah, I know. I already said that. YOLO.
It's late. I feel like our last one was better because we did it in the afternoon. When we do it at night, it was so tired.
We are tired. We're tired. We're a family of 6, man. What are we doing? Okay. We're going to end it here. This has been Thoughts with Your Thoughts.
Thoughts for your
Thoughts for your thoughts.
For your thoughts.
So, all right. So,
how long is this goodbye going to be? Anyways,
so you know that one time.
No. All right.
All right, we're ending this. All right, thanks for listening. We'll talk to you later.